When traveling westward in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina, I always have the comfort of knowing that a home-cooked meal is there waiting for me in Boone. There, all my friends and loved ones can gather around a table with some of the best home-cooked victuals for miles around. The Daniel Boone Inn restaurant offers me a chance to sit back and enjoy the quaint country life that I long for during my travels. With an all-you-can-eat family-style meal, you just can't go wrong. Something for everyone's liking is brought to your table, fresh made, and it just keeps on coming. If you happen by on your travels, come on in. They're serving up some of North Carolina's best cooking. They've got all the fixings ready, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
The Daniel Boone Inn restaurant, where there's a table waiting for you and your family, is located in the heart of Boone, North Carolina at the intersection of Highways 421 and 321. Call 828-264-8657 for seasonal hours and check them out online at danielbooneinn.com.
Hi there, and welcome to another MTN special on Horn of the West. My name is Brad Archer. I'm the company manager this year at Horn of the West. I also play Reverend Sims in the show. With me today we have Liam Purcell, who plays Jackson in the show and does some music. We have J.J. McCarson, who plays Dr. Stewart, and Sarah Catherine Carter, who is one of our dancers and townspeople. And is there anything else? Am I missing something? Because everybody has multiple jobs. If you haven't watched an episode of our special before, everyone has at least 5 or 6 jobs apparently this summer. But
I'm a red coat at one point.
Red coat at red point. So okay, yeah. So combat, stage combat. So that's really interesting. But let's get started off with JJ. What exactly? So you play Dr. Stewart.
Yeah, I do.
Tell me a little bit about that. What Dr. Stewart's character? Why you find him interesting?
Why I find him interesting? Well, I think you have to know a little bit about the character first.
Yeah.
Dr. Stewart's an English doctor who comes across, which, you know, the most interesting thing is how it relates to us today to me about the character.
Okay.
And you got to think that the timeline isn't that far away. So what, within the past 250 years?
300 years, yeah.
Yeah, they were coming basically where we are now, except living completely different lives, doing completely different things, working with completely different challenges. And that's one of the interesting things when it applies to like just even the day-to-day interactions between father and son, because I also have a son in the show.
Right.
Or, you know, what his duties are.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dr. Stewart is probably my favorite character.
Oh, yeah?
In the show, and that is including my own, which I really enjoy Reverend Sims. But Dr. Stewart is interesting because when we think of historical Revolutionary War drama, we think of, you know, the oppressed Americans that are fighting against the oppressive British.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But Dr. Stewart comes from a little bit different perspective. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, he comes from a little bit higher society of British background. You know, he's a doctor in England, so he's not actually used to the struggle that we're used to seeing, like you said, with the American Revolution.
Right.
He's not the underling. He's sort of caught somewhere in the middle between the aristocracy and the people who are, you know, the revolution has fought against, and the common man. So, you know, that adds an interesting take to what you're saying. And
yeah, it's an interesting. He's not. It's just so much fun to see someone that brings a different perspective, I think, to that whole idea.
Yeah.
Because he's not, I'm a poor guy being oppressed. He's part of he's, you know, might even be a loyalist at some point.
Oh,
you know, definitely something that goes with the show. But I just think it's so interesting to see.
Yeah, he definitely has one of the more interesting point of views for the show, and his journey as a character during the show is actually he's also my favorite character in that way too, in that he has a good journey throughout the show. He's a changed person after some point, and that's interesting too, especially where he's coming from, you know, because he is initially coming from, you know, England.
Yeah, exactly. He's an Englishman.
Yeah.
He is a patriot in the fact that he's proud of his country and he sees himself as an Englishman, and then throughout the play you get to see how that evolves and changes.
Yeah.
So come and see the play if you're a little confused about what we're talking about. It'll be clear by the end, I'm sure. But let's move to Sarah Catherine. Tell me a little bit about, we haven't had a dancer on this show yet. Tell me a little bit about that process and how, I don't know, how do you get prepared to do the show as far as the dancing aspect is concerned?
Well, it's the first time I've done a lot of dancing outside before, so that was really interesting. The rehearsal process, I think, was a little bit more difficult because we were not only, we're performing every night outside, but we were learning choreography outside too. So I kind of had to get used to it with my body a little bit.
Right.
My ankles hurt the first couple weeks because I wasn't used to dancing on uneven ground and things like that. So I guess you could call that like a technical difficulty, like learning how to dance in the sand. And
Right. Oh,
right.
man.
But after that, I really got used to it and really enjoy it, and and enjoy everything about it.
So that you would say that's has been your biggest challenge as far as dancing is concerned, was the aspect of being outside?
I would say so. And then of course, like, forming relationships with the other dancers and, all learning to become a team, because whenever you do a new production, you have to trust these new people because we do lifts and we do falls. I fall off a table into someone's arms.
Right.
So you have to develop those relationships and trust other people.
Yeah, and that gets
So-
me scared every night. Me and Daniel Boone's characters, we're sitting there watching this happening, and Sarah Catherine gets up on the table, and almost every night I go, what are they doing? What's going on? She just falls right off into
I
someone's...
just fall right off. So it's been fun, developing
Right.
friendships and relationships with the other dancers. And
Yeah, well, really good. What's been your favorite part of this summer so far, whether it's in the show or just an aspect of being in Boone?
Oh, that's so hard. I mean,
I know.
I've enjoyed the whole experience. I love being in Boone. I love exploring and hiking with my friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess my favorite part is just being with the cast, because we're a great family, and even though we're all from different places and different backgrounds, we really mesh together. So just going through different experiences with the cast, whether on stage or off stage,
Right.
has been my favorite part.
Awesome. I think so too. That's been we really do get along together, all of us. We're like a big happy family. It's a lot of fun. And let's move over to Liam. Liam, how old are you?
I'm 12.
12 years old.
Just turned 12 this summer.
Yeah, you did. I remember your birthday. You play Jackson in the
Yep.
show.
Yep.
Yeah,
Boisterous little boy. He's trying to get Daniel Boone to tell him a story
Yeah.
about the revolution, and it all unfolds from there.
Absolutely. And then you do a little bit more for the show too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I play a little bit of music for the dances, like Sarah Catherine was talking about.
Right.
I'm the old fiddler in the show.
Old fiddler. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. Now, and you play something interesting about you. You do bluegrass music outside of the show as well. Tell us a little bit about the instruments you play and the kind of stuff you do.
Yeah, well, I play fiddle, a little bit of banjo and mandolin, guitar, but that's really one of my loves. We travel all around to all these festivals and competitions and stuff, and
Yeah.
that's really fun, but it's a love for me,
No.
along with Horn in the West.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love bluegrass music as well. It's one of my passions, if you will. I wish I could play, and especially being 11, 12 years old and being able to play would be pretty incredible. But yeah, what do you think? What's your favorite instrument?
I don't know. I love them all,
Yeah.
really.
You
I
can't
think
pick one.
I started first on guitar when I was about 6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah,
Gosh.
so that was...
Can't even remember what I was doing at 6. It definitely wasn't learning how to play guitar though. And after the show, you're actually going to give us a little sample of your skill and expertise on the fiddle. Yeah.
Yeah, play some of the dance music out of the show for the house raising square dance.
Well, that'll be great, and we are all looking forward to that. So, awesome. Good. You guys have anything else to add? Anything else you want to say? Something you want to plug? No?
Come see the
Pretty
show.
good.
Yeah,
Come see
go
the
see
show.
Horn in the West.
Absolutely. We are a big happy family, and we'd love to have you as a part of that family. If you are interested in seeing Horn in the West, you can look us up on the internet at www.horninthewest.com, or you can give our ticket office a call for information or ticket sales at 828-264-2120. And then once again, stick around after the show and get a little bit of a taste of our live music. And thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.